Welcome back and thank you for tuning in to Stadium Hot Dog. This episode will focus on Fulham and a selection of footballing firsts at Craven Cottage. The first Fulham match at Craven Cottage was on the 10th of October 1896 in the Middlesex Senior Cup. Fulham comfortably beat Minerva 4-0 with Jimmy Lindsay scoring the first goal at the ground. The first Football League game at Craven Cottage was on the 14th of September 1907. Fulham hosted Lincoln City in Football League Division 2, winning 6-1. In their first season in the Football League, Fulham finished in 4th place, only 3 points behind promoted Leicester, who were second. The first top-flight game at Craven Cottage was on the 20th of August 1949. In front of a crowd of over 41,000, Fulham played Wolverhampton Wanderers. The first Fulham player to score a top-flight goal at Craven Cottage was Joe Pacuzzi. However, Wolves came away with a 2-1 win. Fulham didn't have to wait too long for their first top-flight win at Craven Cottage. On the 31st of August 1949, Fulham beat Huddersfield Town in front of over 24,000 fans. An own goal from George Heppelwaite, Fulham scoring through Bedford Jezard, and 2 goals from Arthur Rowley completed a 4-1 victory. In their first top-flight season, Fulham finished in 14th place. Fulham's first ever Premier League game at Craven Cottage was on the 22nd of August 2001. A crowd of over 20,000 watched Fulham beat Sunderland by 2-0. The first player to score a Premier League goal at the ground was Fulham's Barry Hells in the 70th minute. Louis Saha netted in the 85th minute. The first player to score a Premier League hat-trick at Craven Cottage was Andrew Johnson. On the 2nd of October 2011, in front of over 23,000 fans, Fulham humbled their West London neighbours Queen's Park Rangers by 6-0. Andrew Johnson scored in the 2nd, 3rd and 59th minutes. The first USA international player to score a hat-trick in the Premier League was Clint Dempsey at Craven Cottage. On the 21st of January 2012, Fulham beat Newcastle United by 5-2. Dempsey scored all of his goals in the second half in the space of half an hour, in the 59th, 65th and 89th minutes. The first UEFA European match at Craven Cottage was on the 6th of July 2002 in the Intertoto Cup. Fulham welcomed Finnish side Haka in the second round, first leg. 7,900 fans watched a 0-0 draw. However, in the second leg, Fulham went through to the third round on the away goals rule after drawing 1-1. The first UEFA European goal scored at Craven Cottage was on the 20th of July 2002 in the Intertoto Cup. In the third round first leg, Fulham beat Greek side Agalio with Louis Saha scoring the only goal in the 77th minute. Fulham went on to win the Intertoto Cup after beating Italian side Bologna 5-3 on aggregate. Gianluigi Inamoto scoring a hat-trick in the second leg 3-1 win in front of a crowd of 13,756 at Loftus Road. One of the most memorable nights in Fulham's European history at Craven Cottage was on the 18th of March 2010. Fulham played Italian giants Juventus at the Cottage in UEFA Europa League last 16 second leg. Fulham were 3-1 down from the first leg in Turin, and harder still were a goal down in the second leg at Craven Cottage when David Trezeguet netted inside the first 2 minutes. One of the fightbacks of all fightbacks unfolded when Bobby Zamora scored the equaliser. On the 27th minute, Fabio Cannavaro was sent off for Juve, and just over 10 minutes later, Zoltan Guerra put Fulham in the lead on the night. Minutes into the second half, Fulham won a penalty, and Guerra scored his second and Fulham's third, levelling the tie 4-4 on aggregate. On the 82nd minute, USA striker Clint Dempsey scored the winner, sending shockwaves across Europe. The first Fulham women's match since their 2014 reformation was on the 20th of November 2022 in the Capital Cup first round. Over 3,000 fans watched on as AFC Wimbledon beat Fulham by 3-1. Fulham women play most of their home games at Motspur Park. There will be another series coming soon on women's football in London. Hey all, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe and share your thoughts on your experiences at the ground, both past and present, in the comments below. Stay well, see you soon.